I know everybody has pandemic fatigue,
Yeah.
but we have to spend a minute talking about the incredible work that you and your teams did here in the city during the pandemic, because you had to do what? Some 80K tests, right?
Well, it was such a terrible time. You
Yeah.
remember, everybody remembers that feeling, right? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, what do we do? How do we know if we have it? How do we know if we can go to work? How do we know if
Yeah.
we can go to school? How do we know if we can see our loved ones?
Yeah.
And so, I really applaud the city's response, both in making available testing and treatment and all the different needs for free, right? And at least testing was free. I think the healthcare system has to work the rest out. We rolled up our sleeves. At the time, it was really scary, and we thought, how can we help? We have all these incredible relationships with the institutions, with manufacturers, with companies across New York City, and so we launched an effort to make sure that we had enough testing in the city, and we launched the Pandemic Response Lab with Opentrons, with NYU, and with many different partners across the health and hospitals and test and trace system, and we did it in 3 months.
Wow.
Which was wild,
Yeah.
and really like a life-affirming moment for me of, this is why I'm in life sciences. I want to be able to help and help people have access to care. And so that was a really incredible effort by the city, by the team at EDC, and the team at Health and Hospitals and Test and Trace.
And you had to get the results back in 24 hours, right?
Yes.
Like that's a
So,
ton of tests.
Well, and that was the issue, right? Like we
Yeah.
knew that the country was going to see this incredible surge for COVID at various different points in time, and that would put a strain on the system. And so we said, rather than have New York City add to that strain, let's build our own lab and make sure that we have results, because if it's 3 days, 4 days of a result, it's not that useful. And so we made sure that the lab could process tests. You mentioned 80,000 tests.
Yeah.
They also did sequencing for the city to look for variants. And so anybody could go to one of the health and hospital sites or the various different sites that the Pandemic Response Lab was connected to, and you could get a test result. We say 24 hours. Oftentimes it was much faster than that.
Wow, that's just incredible. It's just an indication of how, a team that is based here in the city can do such great,
Yeah.
work, right?
Well, and my heart goes to everybody on this team, because we had people that their day job was something entirely different. It was something contract related or finance related, and we said, actually, we need your help. We need to figure out how to build a lab and how to get the equipment and how to get the consumables and how to get the real estate going and where do we put it and what are the regulations and how do we make that happen? And people just said, yes, like we are here to help make that happen. And so it happened.